Hello everyone, Pageant Wave once again. This is actually the same day that I just finished doing the makeup brush organizer. I am on a roll, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this video. Pageant Wave. I'm going to be making a centerpiece, and this is what I call a mid-level centerpiece, wedding centerpiece. It's a little bit higher than the one I last did. That's a low level. This is a mid-level, and of course we're doing it on the cheap. This is a base, a glass base that I got from Ikea, and it is only $1.99, I believe, or $2. So this is a very inexpensive way to make centerpieces. If you're getting married and you really don't even have a budget, maybe you're a student and you're getting married, maybe you're in your last year of school or whatever, not making any money, and you're having a wedding and you need to do this as cost effective as possible, yeah, check out Ikea, because they do have some items that you can DIY for weddings, I think. So anyway, this is a glass vase from Ikea, again for $2, and that's what you're going to need. One of these foam balls, and go to a craft store and use a 50% off coupon or a 40% off coupon, because this usually retails for about $5 to $6, and this is not worth it. Foam should be like $1, okay? Like, I don't even know why they feel like they need to charge $6 for one of these things, but anyway, use a 50% off coupon so you can get it for $3 or $2.50. All right. I'm also going to be using some Kylon Dusty Pink. I used that in my last tutorial, and I'm going to be using this to just spray paint this base a little bit. I'm going to be using masking tape. Of course, you need a pair of scissors. I might use these floral beads that I got from the Dollar Tree, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll see how this works out. You will need a stem trimmer, and I got this one from Walmart. I think it was $5, and this is kind of sort of like a heavy duty one. And then of course I got some beautiful flowers from the Dollar Tree, and these are really pretty. These were part of their Valentine's Day florals, and I got them in different variations. And so you'll need, I say, maybe about 7 or 8 stems. Okay, so that's that right there. You might need some floral tape. I'm not sure. Again, I also got this from the Dollar Tree. And you're gonna need some grapes to get through the whole process. Yes, I'm gonna be eating these grapes. All right, so what I'm gonna do is figure out where I want to mask off this base so I can go ahead and apply my spray paint. And basically, really, all I want to do is just kind of cover up the top so that you don't see this ball inside of the glass. So what I'm going to do is take my masking tape, and I think I'm going to tape it up. And by the way, make sure that you wash this bowl real good before you spray paint it. And I'm trying to find a good place to mask this off, because this is a very weird shaped bowl. I have taped off my bowl. I put some plastic on the bottom to keep the spray paint from, of course, getting on the lower half of the vase. And I taped this off with some masking tape, and I just tried to get it as straight as possible. So you do need to take your time and eyeball this thing and try to get it as straight as you can. It won't be exactly perfect, and that's okay. That adds to the character of the piece, but you want to get it as close as you can. So this is all taped off, and now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wipe the outside of it with a little bit of witch hazel or alcohol so there's no fingerprints. And then I'm going to spray it with the Kryolan Premium Metallic Dusty Pink spray. It's a metallic spray, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, take it outside and spray it. And I'm going to let it sit for a while. I will be back. I might come back today or tomorrow, because with this particular paint, so that you don't get fingerprints and smudges on this metallic paint, you do need to let it sit for at least 24 hours to dry properly, or you'll have a lot of fingerprints. So I'm gonna wipe this thing off and spray paint it, and we'll be back in a couple of hours or tomorrow. All right. All right, it is 24 hours later, and I have given this vase an opportunity to dry outside, and it's looking pretty good. So I think this came out really well. It's pretty straight to me, so it looks good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish embellishing this vase, and I'm going to use this gold diamond wrap from the Dollar Tree, and it's in a gold color, so I just figured I'd just switch it up. Since I painted this a dusty rose pink, I just figured I'd just go with a gold embellishment. So this is it. This is what it looks like, and you can get this from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is just measure around, you know, real loosely, and estimate that I probably need to cut right here. I'm going to just cut one row of this, and then the other 2 rows I'll use at the neck of the vase. So I'm just gonna cut one section here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just take this piece and use my E6000 and just put it around the vase. So I got my trusty E6000 as always. And let me get it started here. Alright, so I have attached my bling on a roll, and I put 3 rows at the neck of the vase and 1 row right where the paint meets the glass. So I also want to tell you, be careful with this, because the E6000 will remove the paint. So be super careful when you're adding E6000 to this painted area. If you're using the metallic paint, or I guess any paint, it will take the paint off, so be careful. Alright, so this is it. I think it looks pretty good. I actually think it looks amazing. This really looks nice, and this would be for maybe a gold and pink wedding. The last one I did was silver and white, so here you go, gold and rose gold. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is set this aside, because the E6000 can go ahead and set. And let me just do a close-up on this so you can get some good detail here before I push it aside to work on the flowers. There you go. So that's a zoom in, and I think this looks really nice. So there you go. That is a zoom in. All right. And we're going to zoom back out. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and let that E6000 dry, and then what I'm going to do is start working on the flowers. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my foam ball and start putting the flowers on this, and I will sit it in the vase occasionally just to make sure that I'm putting the flowers where they need to be. So here are my flowers, and I got a bunch of them from the Dollar Tree. And this is a nice way to do a centerpiece if you are seriously on a budget. And the Valentine's Day flowers were exceptionally nice, so I picked quite a few of those. So I'm going to go ahead and get started pulling the flowers away from the stems, and I'll be using a stem cutter, a floral stem cutter. So I'm just going to get started on this, and I will, as always, speed up the video like I usually do. Okay. All right, so I cut all the flowers just to save time, camera time, and I used 6 bundles. So there is 3 bundles here and 3 bundles of the darker pink. So hopefully that will be enough to get this embellishment going here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I think I'm going to use the darker ones on the outside and the pink ones on the inside. So here I am. I'm going to get started, and I'll speed the camera up like I usually do. Okay guys, so I'm almost done, and I have one little spot up at the top. So in actuality, if you use this size ball, and I'm not quite sure what size it is because I threw the paper away, but it's one of the larger foam balls, you will need about 7 or 8 of these stems. I'm getting away with 7. I had some lighter pink ones, so I'm going to use those to fill in the top. Okay, so here we have it, and I just think this looks absolutely beautiful. Just looks so pretty, and what a nice arrangement to put on your table as a centerpiece. Looks great. It's not over the top. You know me, I don't do a whole lot of embellishing. What I'm going to try to do now is go ahead and put these floral beads in here. And I'm going to take this off right now, and put these floral beads in there and see what they look like. I've never used them before, but first I'm just gonna clean this vase up, and then I'm gonna put the floral beads in. So I'll be right back. So I have added the floral beads to this vase, and wow, it looks really great. I like the way it looks. I'm gonna also add a little bit of water to it. I'm not sure if you're supposed to put water with it or not, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in there. And it does change the way the beads look. It's quite different. Okay, so I did add a little bit less water. Okay, so I did add a little bit of water to this, and I think it looks pretty cool. You could add a submergible light to this, or you could add 2 or 3 of these gel beads to this, however you prefer to do things. But I just bought 1 container of gel beads, so, and unfortunately I don't have any submergible lights. I wish I did, because then this would give us an idea of what this would look like on a what this arrangement would look like with these submergibles. But right now what I'm going to do is just put the top back on, and I think that looks really nice. And again, you can fill it up with more water, and the gel beads will float to the top. But I think it looks amazing. It's just a really nice centerpiece on a dime. Seriously, seriously on a dime. And I just love the way it looks, and I'm gonna zoom in. So I have zoomed in a little bit so you can see what it looks like, but it looks amazing to me. And again, you could use more gel beads if you wanted to. Like I said, I only bought one container of this, so it would look amazing if you put maybe 2 or 3 containers of gel beads and a little bit of water, so that the submergible lighting would just kind of light up from underneath. So I just think this is awesome. It came out amazing. I love the way that it looks. All right, so here is the final product. I am completely done. I think it came out amazing, and it's going to look even more amazing if you add submergible lighting to it. So this is it. I'm done. I added a little bow right here, and of course this ribbon is from the Dollar Tree, and the same color as the florals, but you don't have to do that. But if that's something you like, you can add the bow, or you can just remove it and just leave it nice and plain. And I kind of like it without the bow. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, oh, and before I close out, let me sum up the price for this item. The vase was $2 from Ikea. I'm not going to count the paint because you can continue to use the paint to do 10 or 11 of these things, so you'll more than get your money's worth out of it. So when you divide the amount of times that you can use the paint by the bases, it could be maybe 50 cents for the paint, especially if you use a 40% off coupon like I did and get the paint for $3.50. So let's tack on another 50 cents. So right now you're up to $2.50. The bling was $1, so that's $3.50. The floral, the water beads was $1, $4.50, and then $7 worth of flowers. So that's $11.50 total for this wedding centerpiece, and that is exceptional, especially if you're on a super tight budget and you really just don't have the funds. Dollar Tree flowers are okay, again, if you're on a really tight budget, but you can also do this floral arrangement and upgrade the flowers as well by going to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So this is it, guys, and again, as always, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to rate and subscribe. Have an awesome day.